Well, hello friends. I bet you wonder what I've been doing with my day today. Well, as you can see, I've been weeding. And plus, I've been preparing for your visit. Friends, today I am doing 2 open collaborations. The first open collaboration I'm participating in is called #Gardening Tour Saturday. And it's hosted by our very good friend, Grandma Sandy. And also the second open collaboration is hosted by our very good friend Jenita. She's got 3 channels, but the channel that she is hosting this from is called Jenita's BF Well Wishes Gardening. And her open collaboration is called #Let's Share Our Plant Success and Disaster Stories. Friends, before we go any further, let's take a look at those wonderful channels. Well, friends, if you don't know those channels, I suggest you go over and take a look. I know you'll make a good friend, and you two will visit often. Friends, today we're going to do our garden tour first and kind of like an Easter egg hunt. So keep your eyes peeled. I've got some things around in the garden that might be like Easter themed. And if you see something, I want you to tell me how many you see. If you see candy, Easter eggs, Easter bunnies, count them up and let me know what you see. Before we get started though, I want to also tell you we're going to answer some questions. We've got 2 friends that have asked questions, and we're going to talk about those questions as we go along the tour. So friends, yeah, we got a lot to do and a long list. So friends, let's get to this garden tour / Easter egg hunt. This is the channel of our first friend. Her channel is called Marlene's Home and Garden. She wants to know how we amend our soil. We used to top dress the beds, but as you can see, we've got quite a lot of beds to top dress. And then we have pots over there, and we have some more growing space over there. So what we do now is the area where we're putting the plant, we fertilize, or we put quite like chicken manure. And then later on in the growing season, I will use plant food, but just kind of in the watering can and just water around. I actually have tree fertilizer. I don't know where it is, but this is for some of our flowers. And then of course, everybody's got Epsom salt. And then just some garden soil. So that's how we kind of handle things. We just kind of, around the plant where we are going to be growing, we handle just that area because we got a lot of area. So if we're not planting there, we're not going to do the whole bed. Just the area we're going to be using. And then we've got one more question from another friend. Here's our friend's channel, Dollar Scratcher. Tyrone has a question too. We're coming over here to the collard greens now, because this is where the next question comes from. We've got a friend that's asking about the black seeds from collard greens. And you know what? I have got collard green mystery and everything else going on in my garden. But this is how it starts out. The seeds. I don't know if you can see that because it's got like sun on it, but let's go look at some more. Those little knobs will turn into flowers like this. You see how this looks? And then this one. That will turn into this. And we will keep an eye on this because this is going to be a 2-part answer because the seeds aren't here yet, not even the pods. But this is what happens. And you will notice in our garden, we don't tear these out because bees love these yellow flowers and they will be around in my garden to pollinate things. This is the cabbage collard green. And you know, I wish I had been paying attention to this, because it's got a nice little head here, and it seems like as the leaves mature they fold out, which is just the opposite of what cabbage does. Let's go take a look at my cabbage now. You see how the cabbage does? Its leaves are kind of out like this, and as it matures the leaves go in and make a head. So that's the way cabbage generally works. Here's a quick look at the lettuce. And then we have our kale over here. We've been using this quite a bit already. And these aren't blooming yet, but these are going to be yellow marigolds. And I'm going to show you where they're going to go now. They're going to go here. You can see I've already got some of the orange ones out. And this is where they're going to go. I'm going to put the yellow behind and between the orange. And then we're going to look at our success story here. These are some of the flowers that we had out all winter long, and I was kind of afraid they were going to die, but look, we put them in the ground and we got some beautiful flowers here. We're out here today not just because I want to share the canna lilies with you, but I want to tell you something that I learned that I did not know, which is probably the reason why my daffodils did not come up last year. You see these flowers are spent. Usually when the flowers are spent, what I do is I start cutting this thing down, but I need to leave it until the leaves go brown too, I think. Now, Babette and Marlene, you tell me if I've got that right. I'm going to take these flowers off and leave the rest, right? Here's some canna lilies. And look at that. These, you know what I do? When they're spent, I just kind of pull them out. Just like that. But I leave the leaves. I never thought about doing that with the other ones. And here's more daffodils. I'll just take these flowers off. Here's our Easter lily. It's not going to be ready in time for Easter, but at least it's up, right? And the year before, I did the same thing with it. When the flowers were gone, I cut it back. And so it took it a whole year to decide to come back for me. I moved the bird of paradise into this bed here. There's one, there's two. So the patio can have some pretty flowers too. And here's the gladiolas. They're not blooming yet, but they will be soon. Isn't that beautiful? And look at this. This is from the tobacco tree. So I guess it may not even stay very much longer because I need to get it before the leaves start dropping all over. Here's the other gladiola. And this bed, or this pot of marigolds, they seeded themselves. So yeah. Well, friends, I want to thank you for stopping by my channel today, and I especially want to thank Grandma Sandy, and I want to thank our friend Jenita for hosting both of these very fun open collaborations. And I want to thank our two friends once again for asking some questions, kind of get us thinking about some things. Friends, I am going to put the links to my friends' channels in the description box. And you can go over and check out their channels. They both have very nice channels and they're very good friends. So go over and give them a visit. So friends, I guess that is all I have for today. So until next time, it's time for me to say bye. So bye-bye. Bye-bye, friends. Bye. Oh, and happy Easter.